Ashley.
Hi, guys.
Let me turn this down a little bit for the reverb. Great. And as always, she'll be answering any of your questions. If she can't answer them, she'll go ahead and let me know and see if I can answer them for you. So any questions you have about custom paint along the way we're doing this project, go ahead and put it there in the comments. Also, hashtag Lime into the comments as well, and that'll get you in for a chance to win we're going to give away 2 prizes today, a $25 gift card to the Shopify website, Limeline, and the last one will be a $50 gift card. So, all right, let's get right to it. I have this panel. This is just a regular aluminum panel. We sell these on that said website, also on Amazon, eBay. You can check them out there as well. This is just an aluminum panel. What I did is I primed this with a 1K primer that we have right here. We got a cleaned up waxed and grease remover, 1K primer. Only took a minute for that to dry. We sanded that smooth. Then we went on to some black base coat in the aerosol can. The black base coat, and then we ended up shooting silver metal flake over the top, and that's what you're seeing right here. After that was on, we finished it up with a can of double shot. Let me see if I can find that over here. Part A, part B. I did that this morning, and I think this is water. Sprayed it this morning. It's already dry and sanded. That's not water. What is that? Let me take some wax and grease remover and see if I can remove that.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna Bubba was on and give them 10 memberships.
Oh yeah, thanks, Bubba. He always helping people out. We appreciate that. So yeah, you can become a part of the membership program too. It does give you a discount off of the Shopify website there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to sand that a little bit. It looks like I got some paint on there.
Also, Nate's on there and said, "Hey, I tried the AI thing, couldn't get it to work. What was the name of the app you used?"
ChatGPT. There's a lot of different programs. I think there's Gemini. There's a few others that are out there. Nice thing about having things cleared, if you ever have a problem like that, you can just sand it away. Sand our problems away. Isn't that nice? Okay. So I did go into ChatGPT. I uploaded an image of the helmet panel here, and basically I just prompted it. I want a 4th of July style lowrider design, incorporating a waving American flag. This is the first response I got. I noticed the more that you try to change it, the more it kind of distorts your image. And so I feel like it's better to prompt it good enough all at once to try to get it in one shot, because I feel like every time it seems to almost nail it on the first one. And then after a while, maybe I think I said, change the flag to make it wave a little bit more. Well, it totally distorted the rest of it. In fact, the flag kind of went all the way up over the design. And then I had to go back and say, no, I want to keep the original outline. And then it would come back with something different. It kind of forgets a little bit. So trying to get it on that first round is the way to go. But you can change things up a little bit 1 or 2 times before it really starts to forget. Okay, we're going to use some 16th inch tape, some 1/8 inch tape. And the colors we're going to use here: transparent black, candy blue, and a little bit of red in here for the flag. You can see this all kind of has a blue tint over it too. Like even, this would be most likely a white, but it has a nice look to it because it all kind of has a blue hue to it. Even though it's a really light hue, we want to make sure we keep that super light so we don't lose any of that detail. So we're going to do the best we can, try to stick with the design, and move on from there. We got the 16th here. And let's grab a roll of 1/8 inch. Here, this will work. Okay, I got to roll this. So this is the 1/8 inch. And that's what I'm going to follow these outside design right there with that. With the 1/8 inch. So, okay, let's start right here actually. So I'm going to start the tape right there. As you can see, it just starts off kind of in the middle. Usually I wouldn't do that like on the last one, but I'm going to go ahead and follow the design as best I can. Looks like that comes to a point there, so we're just going to break that. And then when I'm laying this out, I'm looking at that negative space right here, trying to keep that even. So I'm just following with this backhand. Make that a little wider. And then once again, we're just going to follow right off of this. That comes to a point, so we'll go ahead and break that off. This, usually I would follow the shape of this panel. This was just a straight shot, so I'm going to go for it. Just do a nice straight line right there. And you can see this kind of follows this outside edge too, so it kind of bumps up right there, kind of comes around right there.
Did you use all that on the pan up to this point?
I did, yep. Yeah, I haven't even, no paint gun touched this thing yet. And actually, it really won't. An airbrush is all we're really going to need here. Okay. Yeah, kind of just followed that. I like that. And same thing here. We're going to come off that edge, keeping that even right there. And we're going to have to trim this real quick first. Okay, we're going to come right here, and then I'm just going to kind of cut this into a point. A little bit into a sliver. It's like what a brush stroke would look like when it finishes off. Let's go ahead and we'll just go ahead and trim this as well. Same here, got to get it here. Okay. Guarantee I'm gonna forget where I put that. Okay, I'm gonna watch this line right here, and then what it does is it curves up, and really we're up into here. We'll use this as a visual, and it comes up over the top of that. So we're just gonna eyeball it, really. Kind of comes like really sharp right there, and then like kind of straight, and then it starts to taper off.
Bubba just gifted 10 more memberships.
Wow. Thanks, Bubba.
Thank you.
That's a little too short. Yeah, I appreciate you doing that, man. Wow. Yeah, take advantage of that because you do get those discounts off of that. That also helps support this channel. So yeah, thank you very much for that. Okay, this needs to be, see how that's more of a, this kind of just curved, really sharp. I want to start curving it right here. So let's pull that tape back a little bit. And then see here, it kind of comes up and then back and around. So let's pull this back up a little bit. Maybe a little bit more here. Okay, little line right there. We're going to go ahead and just create that one too. Something like that. Looks like these just kind of like in a brush stroke. It kind of looks like just like that. Same thing here. Okay, cool. Looking good. I'm liking that. Okay, so I did notice if like I'm trying to follow this pretty close to what it is, you notice that this line right here fattens up a little bit. So let's go ahead and add a little bit of thickness to that line, and we can do that just by running another piece of tape right beside it. So yeah, it fattens up right here. Oh, thank you. So we're just gonna bring this up. Didn't really want to do that. Dang it, didn't want to do that. Kind of cut all the way through that tape. Let's go ahead and repair that. Best thing to do is bring the tape up to the blade, like I'll show you right here. So I'm just going to hold it right there, and then I'm going to bring the tape up. Did it just cut right there too? Okay, we're okay. I'm going to freak out here. And then we got that little sliver right here, and what we're going to do.
Hey Adam, on Honeycomb stainless steel dentist tray, can I just flake that without using a base? Yes, I will be prepping the tray before the flake.
So I prefer to use black base coat or any kind of if it's already black, then you're probably okay.
Stainless steel.
Yeah, you don't want to spray it black. Being stainless steel, you can just use an adhesion promoter on top of that, scuff it down, clean it up, adhesion promoter, black base coat, and then the flake. If you try to put flake right on top of that stainless steel, it's just going to disappear. You're not going to really see any contrast. Okay. So far, so good. Looks like we got here. So that's thickened up. That kind of comes up right over here. So let's do this one right here. Okay, so it looks like it's about right there. We're going to bring it around like that. Just drop it right into about right there. Let's try it one more time. Maybe just a little bit closer. Seems pretty fat right there. Okay, that's better. go with that. Once again, we're just going to take this and taper it into a point. And then this looks pretty good. I was thinking whether I'm not going to thicken that up or not right there. I think I'll go ahead and leave it.
Someone says, I was looking at the Silver Flake base coat. That is pre-ready on your Amazon store. Would you use a black base before using that?
I would too, yeah. You don't have to. You'd probably get good enough coverage if you just went on top of primer. But I always like to. Having a black base under any kind of silver really makes it pop. But once you get enough, if you get enough of that, sorry about that. If you get enough of the silver on it to get 100% coverage, it's pretty much going to look the same. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start right here at this point and then create this one that's going to kind of follow that whole line right there. Go right there. Okay, this is going to roll around and kind of follow that other one all the way around. Okay. We're doing good here. No problems so far. It's gonna get a little tricky here though with that flag. I really haven't planned it out yet. I kind of have an idea how I'm gonna do it.
How long does the flake in the rattle can last after the first use?
It all depends on how you store it, but it'll last quite a while. It's not like the double shot where it dries up in the can once it's activated. It'll last, should last over a year really, or more. Also, another trick, if you have metal flake and it's sitting for a long time, maybe flipping that can upside down so it doesn't clog up that pickup tube that's inside the can. Okay, that looks good. That's about the right distance. Let's make this one right here.
Someone said, I've been playing with the AI. We don't get along. We've started cursing at each other.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of happens.
It does?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like you feel like you can tell what you want. Like, I don't know, like if it doesn't do something right, like you have a picture like this and you tell it just to make a small adjustment, sometimes it'll change the whole thing. And then you're like, well, why did you do that? Like, don't change it next time. Just change that. It's like a little kid, really. It's like a teenage kid is what AI is right now. It'll be much better in the future. It's coming along really fast. I mean, I've been looking into it ever since it was available. Was it November 2 years ago? Was it 2 years ago? Can't remember. Time flies, but
Yeah.
it's something like that.
Do you use a tablet to work out your designs, and if so, what program do you use?
No, I just, in the past, I've never really used anything to draw out the design. Usually what I would do is if I had the customer's parts, I would try to get the idea of what their expectations were any kind of references that they could give me. And then basically I would say, okay, well, I'm going to get your parts prepped and flaked if I knew it was going to get flaked. And then we could talk about designs then. And, you know, usually customers, if you had if you've been doing it for long enough, they'll trust you. And really what I would do is at this point, I would do just like I'm doing here. I would do like a mock-up of what I'm going to do and then take a picture of it. So I'd tape it up kind of rough. It wouldn't be like the final tape out. It would just be something, you know, I'm trying to figure out some kind of design. Snap a picture and send it to them and, you know, kind of give them an idea. Okay, this is where the flag is going to go. This is where, you know, I'm going to do some line work and a little bit of honeycomb right there. So you just kind of tell them, you stick a little tape, honeycomb, flag, and then they'll have to use their imagination to that point, you know. But if they trust you, then all's good. And usually those are the customers you want to find. You don't want to find the ones that want to do the paint job for you, even though they don't paint. That's the worst. But now with ChatGPT, man, I really kind of like, I wasn't sure what I was going to do for this episode. And I'm like, why wouldn't I put something in there and see what it comes up with? And it's great. It's great for me. I'm learning a lot here. These designs are a lot different than what I'm used to, kind of like the last one I did. But yeah, it's great. You can mock it up just like this. If you know you can paint it, you could show the customer that. It's like, I'm going to do something similar to this. What do you think? Or like, would you want to change something? Do you want to put lace there? You know, what do you not like? I'm going to need to repair this once and for all. I keep cutting through this line.
She said cool things. That's kind of what I do for commission art.
Yeah, same kind of. Just give them the idea sometimes, so you don't have to draw it all out. Which really, you know, drawing out a lowrider design is not easy.
Draft.
Sorry?
Kind of like a rough draft.
Rough draft, yep. Or a mock-up. You know, in the bike builder world, they'll call it mocking it up or something. All right, let's not try to cut this time, huh? Fixed. Okay. Flag there. I love the what this is doing right here. And that one kind of comes down. That's cool. I like that. Let's grab our 16th inch and we'll go ahead and make that. To start maybe right there. That's coming down right there. Okay. Got it. Really, I'm just following what's here. You know, nothing too hard so far.
The curve by the visor is way off. Someone said.
It's off a little bit. It's okay. Yeah, that does kind of drop in a little more. Oh, okay, yeah, we're good. Just trying to get close, not perfect. Yeah, that is quite a bit bigger triangle, but we're good. Oh, I put that right over that, didn't I? Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, that's right. Yeah, so that one we'll trim right here. Yeah. Get rid of these extra lines so they don't confuse me anymore. There we go. The next one's going to cross up over that. You can see right there. So we'll come up. Pretty much going to follow that negative space right there again. Once you've got a tape line laid out, it's a lot easier to get your lines leveled out because you have a guide to go off of. Okay, we just want to come out a little bit. Let's see. Right there. Maybe something like right there. Okay. And then we'll go trim this right here. Nice. Okay. So it looks like this just swoops up and comes down. Swoops up, kind of follows that roll right there. Maybe a little bit smaller on that. And this one we'll just taper it off. Pretty close. I like it. Let's go with it. I'm going to wait to do those last couple lines until we get the flag in. So we got this one. We got that one. We got this one. We need a little bit here. And let me go ahead and we can just do this one real quick. Just do the outside of it. All right, easy enough. Okay, nice. What do you think so far? Looking pretty good? Okay, it's time for the flag. Okay, so for the flag, we're going to want to use 16th inch tape for sure, because we don't want to cut through all the thickness of an 1/8 inch or a 1/4 inch tape. It's just easier to use a thinner tape to be able to build this design. Some of the things I'm looking at here is see where the overlap is. I'm going to need to put a line on both of these insides, and then we're going to need to break this off too. And obviously, every stripe is going to need a line on each side. So let's go ahead and we'll start with this one and this one where it overlaps. Let's kind of get an idea of where those land. Oh, it's about right here, it looks like. So we'll put one right here. We're just going to give it a little bit of a roll.
Looking good. Love it. Looks great.
Nice, thank you. Give that a little more of a roll. It's not a completely straight line. It kind of curves just a little bit. Same thing here. We want that. That's probably about right here. Okay, and we'll go right here.
I know this will sound stupid, but what would you use, acrylic versus urethane clear coat? Forgive me, new to painting, trying to learn.
So acrylic urethane is a clear coat. So both of those are like the same thing. So if it's a urethane and if it's an acrylic urethane and a 2K, that's what most primer. That's pretty much what all clear coats are nowadays. Is an acrylic urethane. You can get a lacquer clear coat. That's like the old style, what they used to do. Sometimes you can have problems with issues with that, with the lacquer. Some of the newer stuff, acrylic urethane is what everybody's kind of using. That's what's kind of the industry standard. So that's kind of what I would stick with. So any kind of 2K, that's kind of what you're going to see. All right. Okay, so we got those. What I'm going to do is so the top of this light blue line, so I need it to start like right about there, it looks like. Let's see. Probably right about there. Get the right angle. And we're going to roll this. Not too bad. I might want to roll that just a little bit more. Let's give it another shot. One more time. That's better. Okay, we'll go with that. And we're going to go ahead and just cut this one right here, right on top of that tape. Because the alignment changes right here. Cut this piece off there, and then what we need to do is make where the blue part of the flag is right there. So we're going to kind of line that up. I would say about right there. And then let's go ahead and trim this right on top there. Okay, so I got where the blue is going to be. The stars are going to go out right there. We can probably, I'll wait to stick those. Let's go ahead. And then what we need to remember is the side the tape is on is going to be where the silver is. We're going to have to do some work here to be able to, some back masking right here for the red and the blue. We'll worry about that when we get to it. But other than that, we're masking on the light blue side. So all of those need to be slightly smaller. Hopefully that makes sense, because you're gonna have 2 lines of tape. That's why you don't want to use really fat tape, because it's hard to judge. It's easier the skinnier tape. So you can see this red one. Well, actually, what we're doing is the red and the white, and what the tape needs to be on. We're going to call this white, but it's light blue. It needs to be on that side of it. So if you're looking to make the right thickness of a stripe, just remember that the sides that the tape is on also has the light blue or the white of the flag. So this is where the red is. The red's going to be a little bit thicker because it doesn't have the tape with it. It's not including the tape lines. These are included the tape lines. And this is definitely not going to match up exactly. Maybe my stripes need to be a little smaller, but it doesn't really matter. We're still getting the idea here. We're gonna freestyle just a little bit here. Go right there. This one could go right here. Yeah, that looks good. So remember, it's waving, so the lines can't be perfect. You can see here how fat it gets right there, and that's kind of what I did here. And then just do another. Go under there. That'll look good. Kind of dip underneath that line there. Okay, that looks good. Let's go ahead and we can put the next lines in, I think. Let's go ahead and do that. So you see these ones kind of swirl like that. So it looks like maybe we will put this one right here. Yeah, that looks good. It's flowing good. Same thing here, kind of gets really skinny, fatter. So let's go. Yeah, we'll go with it. One more. We'll pull it right out of the top of that. Just like that. Let me smooth that out just a little bit. There, that's better. Looked like it had a little kink in it right there. Okay. Not bad. Let's go ahead and we're still going to need to cut the edges here, and that'll make more sense once we see that all put together. Let's look here. So it looks like this one. We'll do that there.
I don't know how you're not cross-eyed yet, Adam. Those lines are doing my head in.
Oh, I am cross-eyed. I'm cross-eyed. Okay, looks good. Let's trim them. It'll make more sense here in a second when we trim where they meet up. Okay.
Thanks for the super chat, Bubba.
Thanks, Bubba. Just tape off my hand. Okay. Let's trim it up. So what we're looking at here, so this one's white. So what we need to do is, so I'm going to have to think for just a second. Let's get the stars in first. Leave them right here. Where did I put those at? I printed out the stars.
Was it on? Vinyl?
No.
On vinyl, David?
Yeah. It's on a piece of white. It's on white, and it looks kind of like this with a bunch of stars. I hope I didn't. Why don't I use everything?
I don't know, but you sure do.
There's something under there. You gotta be kidding me.
Come on, man. What the heck? Huh.
Wow. Okay, well, hopefully I find those. I might have to print off some more real quick.
Is paint it?
It's white. Stars on it.
You already filled it?
Yep. Let me work this out real quick. See if you can find those. Okay, white right here. Trim.
Huh. I don't see him either.
Give me 1 second. I need to figure this out in my head. So we got white here.
I just ordered your sander from the sander. Do you need oil?
Yeah, you'll want to put oil in it every once in a while to keep it good. It's not necessary all the time, but it sure will last longer. Okay, so we are, so everywhere, let me go ahead and take this up. That's going to make more sense to me. I can start to mask it up. We'll take some 1/4 inch. And we're going to mask out everything that is going to be the light blue, or which would be the white.
Is the blue fine line tape more flexible than the green?
No, it's the same.
Freeze on their stars.
I guess so, man. I can print them out pretty quick if I had to. In fact, I can take them over there and they can see it print. If we can't find it, we'll just do another one. Dude, they might be sitting over there by the printer. I don't know.
Where's the printer?
Up there.
Up where?
Where I'm pointing. All right, so silver there. We'll mask that off, and we're going to skip one, so that's going to be red. Not up there? Man, where in the heck did I set those? I'll just print some here in a second when I need them. That way they can. Yeah, that was the outside of it. That was the other negative of it. Well, they're in luck because now they're going to be able to see it happen.
It's not under that paper.
I don't know. Could be. Could be.
Under the sheets, but you maybe turn the page or something.
It's okay. Get about it. Same thing here. Skip one. Mask off the other one. This will allow us to. It'll make more sense once we move on to these. That we can actually visually see which is which.
Cool design.
Thank you. Let's go like this. Don't cut too hard.
it's gonna bug me.
Well, you just don't worry about it, because now they're going to be able to see it. I'm in your chair.
Yeah, that's why I'm standing here, bro.
Sorry. I'm like, sit down.
Yeah, well, give me my seat back. Thought you needed to sit down and concentrate, so I was leaving you alone.
No, I'm done concentrating now. I'm just mad. I know what I'm doing now. It just took me a second.
Yeah, thanks for the chair.
You're welcome. Take off that one. Okay. Nice. All right. So we're gonna go over here, and then we're just going to let's see what we got here. That one's red. So we'll go ahead and do this one to be left silver.
Chair thief.
I'm sorry?
They called you a chair thief. And they said, let the queen have her throne. I just want to get up and look for those stickers. It's bugging me. I can't stand to lose something.
Well, you just got to get over it, you know? That's what I do. I lose stuff all the time.
I see how easy that is for you, and that is not that easy for me. It'll piss me off until I find it.
I'm not mad. Skip one. You could use Frisket film or our transfer tape to do this as well if you wanted to. I prefer just to do it with masking.
Can you just run the tape with the white and red, then shade the black for the ripple?
That's kind of what I'm doing.
Never mind. He said, oh yeah, never mind, Adam.
Yeah, I'll run the shadow at the very end. I'll have to retape that line off, but this design will kind of get you if you don't. Like I said, before I taped this off, it was hard to see what the heck was going on. It just looked like a bunch of lines. That's why sometimes you just have to mask it off as you go for it to make sense. Okay, looking good. One more right here, looks like. Get it in one piece, maybe. Almost. Not quite right there, huh? Okay. Red, white, red, white.
Kevin sent a $10 super chat.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks for helping out, supporting the channel. Appreciate that. You could use bigger tape here too if you wanted. I'm just going to stick with the same tape here.
When do you want me to do a giveaway?
Oh, right when I get done taping this up before I get ready to paint, which we are very, very close. Very close. So hashtag lime into the comments. That will get you put into the wheel for a chance to win. No purchase required. Okay, a little bit of overmass there. There we go. Okay, we got it. Let me, we'll go ahead. We'll do the stars last. I'll go ahead and, let's, wait a minute. Real quick. Okay, so very important. I need to trim these lines right here. Because the only thing here is just the shadow. It's the only thing that's distinguishing that line when it comes to the red. So wherever it overlaps, we cut that. Very important to remember that. These ones will get cut as well. Okay, that's it. We got that part. We're going to dress this up a little bit here. Kind of a small spot there. Let's see if we can make that happen.
Have you ever done, or would you ever do seminars?
Yeah, we're actually thinking about, we do have a new space that we're moving into for the warehouse, over the Limelight warehouse. And we do have enough room, and we do have an open face paint booth in there. So we were actually thinking about doing something like that. We're actually located in our parking lot. Actually, there's a pretty nice hotel as well. So those that would want to fly in, they would be able to do that.
Justice just gave 20 memberships away.
Holy cow.
Wait, we gifted 10. Sorry, I'm trying to read.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Helping you out, man. That's like I said, that'll give you
20 from Bubba, 10 from him, so 30 memberships tonight.
Holy cow.
Nice. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for doing that. Okay, this looks like there's a little line right here. We're just gonna, I'm not sure what this is really. Looks like a fish and a line that goes through it, but we're gonna do it.
So, they said dope. The one that asked about the seminars that asked you that question said dope, and then Holiday, she's from Canada. She said, just give me some warning so I can save up and I'll fly down for a workshop.
All right. I was even thinking if
Chopper Bob said I'd be down for a visit out by you.
Chopper Bob, dude, you should come down. You should come down for one of the Thursday night lives. Just fly in and we'll come pick you up. You don't need a rental car or nothing. So you'd only be in like flight plus a hotel, maybe for 1 or 2 days, however long you wanted to stay. And then, yeah, you're right by the warehouse there in the shop. And shoot, we'll have you on live.
Ron said, I can take the Amtrak to Salt Lake City, then rent a car.
Okay. Let us know once we get going and we get everything set up. I would for sure entertain anybody that wanted to come down. Not necessarily for a class or tutorial to start, but just to come down. And I would kind of like what we did with Byron. When Byron came in, I kind of showed him how to do it. He did all the work. I found those to be more interesting anyways, and it's kind of nice to have another person that hasn't done it before and you can see it happen. So yeah, if you're interested, let us know. We're also thinking about moving the time up to a couple more hours as well. To instead of 8 o'clock, we were thinking, 7 o'clock California. We were thinking probably 5 o'clock California. So a few hours earlier. That's that. That's done.
A workshop would be great. Then beers with Ashley. Yes, I would be down for that. Let's do it.
Okay, you plan it, we can do it. Now we have the space, we can really get stuff done now.
Chopper Bob said, sounds like a great time. We'll have to match up our schedules to fly in.
Yeah, just let me know.
They said, yes, as long as it's not by Christmas time.
Yeah, you don't really want to be here during winter time. Fall is the best time here, really, right? Would you agree?
Yeah. That time change would be awesome for me.
The time change, yes. Who else likes that time change? If we were coming at you 2 hours earlier. Wait a minute, 3 hours earlier. Same day.
That'd be cool. That'd be so cool to hang out and learn some stuff from the master.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Shoot us an email, info@Limeline Paint Supply if you're interested. We can, if you, those that are serious and they just want to, say you just want to be on a live and you have a certain thing you want to learn how to paint, we can probably make that happen.
Total package deal money. Put in a hood panel and we'll buy y'all supplies. Talk to your hotel and get us a cheaper deal.
Oh, yeah. Well, the hotel is actually our landlord, so it's a really cool guy.
True.
So, yeah, I could definitely get group rates on that. If I knew I could get enough people interested, I definitely would do it. But I don't know. Let's see. It's kind of like having a party for the first time. You're hoping everybody's going to show up. All right, I'm just going to try to match this up as best I can.
Somebody said that would put you on while I'm still at work.
Oh, man.
Cheddar said, I won't be able to watch.
Oh, great.
Not me on the time change. My girl's in bed by the time class starts right now.
The nice thing is you can rewatch it as well.
Do you find one session of clear is enough to bury tape lines, or do you flow coat?
I'll flow coat it. So basically 3 to 4 coats of clear coat, and then sand it down smooth, and then another 3 to 4 coats.
Some like the time change, some don't. Sergio said he'd be down to come.
Yeah, I mean, if you're really interested in, and you know, like I said, if you wanted to be on a live, yeah, just let me know. You'd be in a hotel and pretty much it, really.
Just getting started. I bought the mini. Are there disposable liners for that, or do I need them?
You don't need them. That comes with a hard cup as well, but there is disposable liners, the 10 ounce that go with that. You can also get the 20 ounce too, cups. Yeah, I'll go with it. That's not perfect. You can see how.
Jeremy Diamond said, I'd like to make it to a live, but it would take me about 2 minutes to get there.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, so he should be the first one to try it out, huh? For sure we'll have Jeremy on. Let me start on this side right here.
Yeah, definitely. Some like the time change, some don't.
50-50 split or what?
Kind of, yeah.
Well, I feel like you can always catch it late and rewind it while you're watching, or you can watch it like later on that night still. Yeah, Yeah, you got to be here live in order to be able to participate in the drawings. But
Kevin said, what airport do I have to book my flights to? Salt Lake.
Salt Lake City. Last one here.
Someone said you should look at your YouTube analytics to see when your high traffic times are.
Yeah, I mean,
Live
for lives, it really doesn't show me quite well.
But live is also better because you get to visit when they're on live. It's so true.
Yeah, it is true. Yep. It's way better for that reason.
Can I take my wife's 51 Chevy to do patterns on the top for the seminar? I'll laugh out loud. Nice cruise after.
There you go. I'll tell you what, you're taking me to dinner after? Maybe.
Justice said, is it $20? Sent a $20 super chat and said,
oh, nice.
Hold on, really quick. Just find it. I've been watching your videos for about 6 months now. I'm trying this new hobby. You make it look so easy. Thanks for your wisdom. Happy 4th, y'all.
Thank you.
You're worth every penny. Good show.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that super chat. Yeah, they're rolling in today. People must be liking what I'm doing here.
Swampy said, I thought you were in Ogden.
We are in Ogden.
But the closest airport is Salt Lake.
It's Salt Lake. Well, we do have an Ogden airport, but
not very many flights.
Yeah, you're small. You're flying in a small plane if you're coming in there.
There's only a couple airlines that will fly in there, but I mean, maybe
you could get from Las Vegas to here really cheap there because we're always going to Vegas out of that airport. Well, not were, but then. I think it's, what's that airline called? Do you remember? Out of Ogden.
They changed it, so it was Allegiant.
Oh, that's right.
And now it's, I think it's Spirit. I think.
Oh, great! I don't know if you want to fly Spirit.
Double date. Let's go. He's the one that said he'd bring a strip.
Okay.
Oh,
okay. I don't think I'm gonna do
on
that.
here. It's called Breeze Airlines. You're right.
That's it. Breeze?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Breeze, Spirit.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Swampy said it has been a while since I have been to Ogden. Come back, Swampy.
Swampy's been to Ogden, huh? Okay, so what I'm going to do here.
I was going to type Spirit as a joke. Well, it's Breeze. I don't know if that's better or worse. Drop in a prayer like those Alaskan Hawaii flights.
Okay.
My wife wants to move to Utah. Texas is too hot for her. I agree. It's nice out there. It'd be better riding a bike than Spirit.
Oh, yeah, I think so. So you see, when I taped this line back out that I cut out, I put it on that side of the line. So I actually did it. Wait a minute, let me make sure that's correct. I did that right. Yes, because that will go. Okay, yes, that's correct. Yep.
Can you spin the wheel?
Yeah, let's spin the wheel. Go ahead and spin the wheel. And then I'm going to get ready. I'm going to print out. I'm going to take them. Go ahead and spin the wheel. I'm going to take them to go print that out. I need my phone, though. All right, who do we got? Eric Garcia. Congrats, my friend. Yo won. Okay. Back on me, Ash, if you would, please. All right, so we're going to go over here. Blank canvas. Okay, the stars are already there. Let's keep the previous. So what I did is they have the stars already downloaded in there as like shapes. So I just got a bunch of stars and I just pasted them there. I do have some of the Limelight vinyl here. The nice thing about this is it fits directly into the machine here. And you don't necessarily you don't need to have this machine, but it is super nice to have the right width to be able to fit in there. If not, you got to use one of these mats, and the mat has to go through with it. Okay, but anyways, Bluetooth. I don't think we're connected to Bluetooth here. Let me get that. So we're going to go click on our Bluetooth, Maker 3, connected. That's great. We can tell because now that just turned blue. Come over here. We'll hit make. We're gonna hit without mat because we're not using a mat on this. Just going straight into the machine. It's gonna lay those out. We're all nice and neat. So it's gonna print right across right here. Let's make sure that's loaded up correctly. We'll hit next. And then we will hit all materials here, and you need to click on you can kind of choose any of these, but I like, where's the removable? Permanent removable right here. And then I like to set the default right here, the cut default to more, so it cuts a little harder. And then it's telling us to click this. So we gotta make sure that that's in there even. And then once that starts blinking, we are good to cut. Okay, let's cut that. Hello, there we go. Okay, nice. So you can see how that's cutting them all out right off of the app right there. Okay, take it back down. That'll be, it's actually almost done cutting right now. There's only 10 of them. That's it. There's the stars.
Right when you're finished, you'll find the ones you lost.
Yeah, I think so.
They're probably stuck on the back of the shorts or something. That's what it's called. Nope, they're not. I have no idea what that is.
So we just need the stars here. We don't need this.
That's the part I found.
That is the part you found. That was proof I did make it. I'm not losing my mind.
That's very true.
Okay, so looking at this, these stars kind of go in a line right here. So I think we want to start right there. Pick one of these up. And then, let's see, right there. And I didn't print these to scale to what was on the paper. Okay, so this one goes. Kind of guess goes about right there. And then I'll just trim this a little bit. Almost got it here. Let's see. Probably, what do you think? One more right there. Okay. Nope. I don't think we need one right there. That'll do. 2 stars left. Okay. Okay, looking good. So we have everything taped off. We look like we're ready to go. We want to make sure. So we're going to use black candy to start because you can see how dark this is. One thing is we don't want to put black candy or anything in the flag area. It looks like the outside can be shaded here, and all that can be shaded black. But we really don't want to like shade in here black. We want to keep that red. So we want to kind of tape that off just to protect it for a minute. Because all this is going to be going black, so we want to make sure that we're not contaminating this other area with a darker color that we don't need. Okay, that should do it. We'll take some black candy in our airbrush. So I'm using the Harbor Freight Avante airbrush. This thing works pretty good. I probably need to turn the air on.
Bottom corner needs a piece of the star. Yes or no?
Nah. I don't think so. Oh, I think there is something missing though right here.
I see what he's saying because he says like right. Because they're all kind of spaced like right here. Maybe it's missing like a.
Maybe a little tiny piece, yeah. There is this one I was looking at though, because right here there's a piece of tape. Looks really good. What's going on here? Why is that so loud?
Don't know. Water?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, so what I'll do here.
What's your personal favorite airbrush, Adam?
I like Iwata's, but I don't use one because I feel like they're kind of overpriced for this kind of work. For mural work and stuff like that, I really do like the Micron. It's like a $400 or $500 airbrush. So you'd really, to buy something like that, you need to be airbrushing at a certain level. You really need to be able to have good control over the tool. If not, it's really not going to help you much. So I'm not a big fan of overpriced anything. So I like to keep it inexpensive. I like the fact that I can just go down to Harbor Freight and buy another one. If you buy the warranty, really, if it breaks, you can just get a new one. And it works pretty good. Okay. All right. So this whole area right here needs black. Yep. All that's going to go black. That's covered. And we're good. Okay. Got our airbrush ready. Clean this guy out real quick. Okay, black candy. What we got here. Go ahead and fill it up. Make sure it's spraying okay. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so we're just going to kind of put a light glaze over all this area right here. No, I collect a lot of them, actually. They're pretty much just hanging around everywhere in the shop. Okay. That looks great. You can see this is a transparent black, so you're still going to be able to see some of the sparkle. However, it is the darkest of all candies, so um, it will mute the flake slightly more than like what a gold would or what a bright green or something like that would. Okay, I'm just going to kind of work around the edges here. Yeah. I mean, the airbrushes aren't bad. They're no Iwata, but they definitely get the job done. And for 25 bucks, not a bad deal. I'm sorry?
No lid on your brush?
Oh, there's a lid.
Oh, I didn't think there was one.
Yeah, I hate having not a. There's some airbrushes don't come with a lid.
You a little freaking out.
Didn't like it, huh? Press these down a little more. They're kind of coming up. There we go.
What about the honeycomb? You do that next?
Yep, I'll do that next. Ooh, kind of went out of the lines there.
Fat Lap said, "Oh, it didn't have a lid on." I was like, "What the f?"
Yeah, there's a couple airbrushes out there that don't even come with lids. The Badger Sotar doesn't have a lid. I love the airbrush, but I don't know. I'm like, why do you not put a lid on this thing? But I guess it's more for like illustration and stuff. For people that are spraying like straight on a canvas. For what we do, you really have to have a lid. Unless you want to completely destroy your artwork. You're not looking for full coverage here. Okay. I think we're about ready. We'll go ahead and lay out the honeycomb. I have one of these sitting around that I've already used the negative part, or I guess the positive part, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to reuse some of these.
If you mix paint but don't use it all, how long can you keep that mixed paint in a sealed container?
If it's a two-part, you don't have very long. If it's part A and part B that go together, it's going to chemically harden, and within a few hours, it's not going to be usable in most cases. With base coats and candies and that, they don't have hardeners in them. So as long as you could take your base coat, you could reduce it 1-to-1. Usually people don't. They don't reduce it till you're ready to spray. You keep it at full thickness. But if you wanted to, you just reduce it all 1-to-1. You can put it in a bigger container, and as long as it's sealed good, it's still going to be good. It's not going to chemically harden on you. You're not going to have any problems like that.
Do you like the trigger style Black Widow? Just pick one up and it seems so much easier than the button type.
I'm not a big fan of it. I have one here. It's kind of in pieces. I feel like Okay, so with a trigger, I have one that's a trigger right here actually. So with a trigger airbrush, when you're trying to do small detail, the farther you pull back, so there's the air, so that'd be air on, and then when you start pulling back, that's when the paint starts coming out. So if you just barely pull back on it, you're going to get a little bit of paint. But this action with your finger, it takes more control to be able to take it and then just do a little bit at a time. When you have a button like I'm using here, a button style, you air down and you can rock the trigger back and forth a lot easier and make, I guess, micro movements a lot easier, doing more detail rather than your whole finger moving like that. It's like really hard, like to make really small micro movements when your finger's like a trigger like that. It just takes a lot more. So the button is going to allow you in the future to be able to do more detail if you're looking to get into murals. But I'm telling you, if you're just looking to do work like this, the trigger style is just fine. That's no worries on that. But yeah, if you want to get into murals, if you want to put the pupils, the little gloss in the pupils, you really need the button style, unless you're just incredibly good, which you could be. All right, so I'm just gonna guess. Let's put this way.
Black Widow after watching the demo video. Sucks to say it, but it's still in the box. Bought the Widow compressor as well. Great price.
Oh, the Black Widow compressor, one of the best purchases I've ever made. The trigger or the button style in the Black Widow, not that great. There's too many. Like, yeah, you can interchange the tips, you can change out a lot of stuff, but it kind of feels a little janky to me. Because of that reason, I feel like I would rather just prefer to buy an airbrush that had one size of tip, and you can make that work.
Good God,
That scare you?
laugh at me. Someone lit off a firework and scared me to half to death. That didn't scare you?
No, not really. Well, I mean, I was wondering, like, did we get shot at?
God, I jumped. Good Lord.
Put a couple of these little stragglers in there. A couple more right here.
What trigger airbrush was that you just showed?
It was like I tested a few from some companies to see how I liked them, and I wasn't happy with any airbrush.
Someone said, sounded like gas. Sounded like the Kool-Aid. Good hell, sounded like the Kool-Aid guy came through the wall. Startled me and I'm not even there. God, I know. Scared me. The second it gets dark, I mean it's barely dark. Whew.
Well, it won't be the last one we hear.
Nope. Scared the living out of me.
Well, it hasn't been long since Utah actually got good fireworks. For the longest time, we were only allowed fountains that would like shoot off the ground. Like, you couldn't actually physically like shoot up and blow up something in the sky. You know what I mean? Like a regular firework. But well, they changed the law like maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. Now we got the good stuff.
Where's that coming from, right?
Next door.
Next door?
Okay.
Like we said, it's lit here. Must be going off all over the place. Any residents here have cannons. My God. Scary. I kind of don't really like fireworks. I'm a little afraid of them. Probably because a few times the freaking fireworks got tipped over and come out into the crowd and scared me.
Oh yeah.
At a city fireworks show, and when we got them at home, they were drunk and got tipped over and came at all the kids. I had to carry all the kids inside and shut the door, and we didn't come out. I was so scared. Adam, I'm setting up a fridge that can have a large, like 80-gallon compressor. Have been told that I should make a maze of airline before working line. Any thoughts?
A what of lines? A maze?
Make a maze of airline?
Yeah, I have seen that. Like they'll run it like way up the wall and way down, and yeah. I think you need a certain length of airline before it hits the filter. But I don't know. I really don't know enough about that. Okay, we got that. These can actually be taken off here. And then this one can be taken off too. So we're going to take off that line, and what we're going to do is we're going to replace it with the same thing, but we're going to put it on the other side. So we're actually putting it on the black candy right here. Okay, so that way we're not going to have a silver line here when the red meets the bluish black. This is black right now, but we're going to put some candy blue over everything. And what that's going to do is it's going to brighten things up as well.
He said, okay, thanks. At least I know it now. It's a real thing to consider.
I'm going to go ahead and right here, fade these just a little bit more. Okay, now we'll go ahead. We got the black done. We might have to come back to the black when we pull these off, but right now we need to go straight to the red. So what we'll do, we'll take a little bit of our tape here, and we're just going to mask off this area right here. We don't want that on there though. Get off of there. Okay, so we got the red right now. We might want to be a little careful with that red coming out here too. I don't want to get any overspray we got to deal with later. Also right here. And right here. Okay. Clean out the airbrush. So we have the black in there. Okay, here we have the transparent candy red. Ooh, very nice. Let's see. That's
Adam, you're a good man, Turn Brown.
thank you.
Kevin said he was a firefighter, and I said Adam used to be a firefighter. I hated fire season.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was crazy. Kevin said I loved it, but then again, we never really have a fire season.
They never have a fire season?
I guess in Pennsylvania, that's what he said. Well, Kevin from Pennsylvania, but I'm not sure if that's where he was a firefighter in Pennsylvania or not. He said he loved it. You liked it, but
Yeah, I didn't like the politics of it really.
yeah. Thanks for your fire service, Adam. My dad was a retired firefighter.
Yeah, thank you. I gave it up though.
You ran out of paper wax stuff. That's a big container for you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was looking all over for him.
What do you do to clean out your airbrush so quick? You don't know where that huge stack of cups is? I'll show you.
Where? There's one? Where?
I'm not sure where that is.
Is it downstairs?
I don't know.
It was
like
downstairs.
Huge box of like 1,000, 10,000.
Oh, maybe they're over there or something.
10,000 or something. There's so many.
So I use this spray gun cleaner. Psst, psst, psst. Yep. Fits right into the airbrush there, and I mean it'll just blast it out real fast. Use that on my spray guns too. But yeah, great product. Thanks for asking.
Kevin said that's why I'm not doing it anymore. The politics.
Yeah, it's crazy, huh? Some of the fire stations down here are ran like military too. Like some are super laid back, and then some of them are just like they're way different. What happened here? Did I dribble right there? Something happened right there. It's really wet.
I can kind of see that.
Okay, so I think we got this. When we put the blue over, you see how the silver is going to end up having a blue tint. Well, we're going to put that just a light wash of blue over this, and it's going to kind of turn the red. It's going to kind of turn it a little bit purple, which is fine. I feel like it'll actually match pretty good. Okay, that's the red. That's all we really need right there.
Do you blast the cleaner through while pushing air through the gun at the same time?
Yep. Yeah, it only takes a second to really do a change, color change on these. Okay.
Do you do volunteer firefighting anymore?
No. In fact, all my training has since lapsed. So I wouldn't want to put my body through that again, really.
I have your cleaner, but I haven't thought about using it for the airbrush.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, it's the best time to use it. Yeah, that's the best time to use it. Yeah, what is that? I'm not going to touch it because I don't know what the heck's going on, but
no.
This kind of got off too right here.
I'm in the chaplain at Troy Volunteer Fire Department at Troy Township, Ohio, south of Chardon. Thank you. Former and present smoke eaters and medics. Always here for you.
Nice. Appreciate you guys.
Adam liked the way Adam handled his hose. No, it was
Yeah.
pants with no shirt. That's what it was.
Yeah, this guy never made it on a calendar, so. Oh, it took one of our stars, but that's okay. We're at that point where we can pull that off.
Alex said he thought the gun cleaner was a little too aggressive.
Oh, for the airbrush?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. Yeah, it's perfect for it. Okay, let's start. The only ones we're not going to remove is the outer edge and a few of them. So let's pull all these stars out.
I'm going to spell price line. That drives me nuts. Thanks, you. Whoops! Just ignore the S there.
Is there another tape removal blade up in that?
Well, there's all kind of stuff in there.
What? Mouse poop? You're scared of mouse poop?
I'm scared of mouse anything. And yeah, I don't like anything has to do with the M word. Oops, it's bear shoe.
You have a Mickey Mouse?
No, I like Mickey Mouse. Calendar. Still time for Limelight calendar. Babe,
Limelight calendar?
there's still time to do one.
Yeah, there is there? I don't know. We're halfway over the year right now. We're going to sell them for half price.
That's okay. Some calendars starting halfway through the year, for real.
They do?
Yep.
Who switches their calendar mid-year?
I did.
That's crazy.
I did it at the warehouse, actually.
I don't want to hear that again.
Okay, fine. Next year, then. That can be your Christmas present to me.
Okay. Hey, no, I ain't doing that.
Okay, I'm not doing that. Come on, I won't show anybody. Just me.
I'm not talking about this anymore.
I bet the mouse took the stars.
Maybe. Probably the mouse we saved out of our pool the other day.
I know, I can't believe we saved that mouse. Only because Maddie was watching. Other than that, I freaking would have killed it. And maybe because the boys were watching, I guess.
You would have killed that mouse. How would you have killed that mouse? No, you wouldn't have.
I would have.
No, you wouldn't have.
I would have asked you to.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done it. I would let that mouse live, just like it did.
This is disgusting. That, like I said, I'm glad Captain asked the question. It will save me time when changing colors instead of using lacquer to brush it. Thanks, Cap.
Yep.
Someone said I would have ran the other way. I was trying to actually make sure the kids were paying attention and not falling in the pool.
Double check and make sure these get pulled. They do, so it's good. This one go too? Yep. So pretty much I'm pulling all the lines that are going to be blue. Besides, there's a few silver ones that kind of wrap around here.
Is the black on top of the helmet darker, or is it the lighting?
The black on top of the helmet darker, right up here. It might be the lighting. It's all about the same. I think. I don't know. And what do we got here? Okay, so it looks like all of these lines are going to go to these. Nice thing about these removal blades is they don't really scar into your paint work. If you try to do this with a razor blade, you'll end up putting little nicks into your base coat. Okay, that one stays, and it looks like all of this inside is going to go now. Yep, and then we'll put the drop shadows in there, which will kind of bring that all back together. So, okay, here goes the flag. This looks like it needs to... This one I'm going to let it stay. That one I'm going to let it stay. Now you're going to see it start to come together now. Okay, just about there. Let's see. Yep. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fade this. Everything kind of needs to be faded with a blue. Oh, see, right there is where something got on there. Shoot, shouldn't have wiped that. Okay, let's grab some blue. All right, blue candy. I'm just going to give this kind of a light wash. We want to over reduce it a little bit. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, that'll work. So I'm just going to kind of fade everything, kind of blend it in. We don't want to go too strong on this because you're going to lose contrast if you do. It's kind of a light wash. Yep. You don't want to use regular clear coat. You can use clear base coat or intercoat clear. One of the two. You don't want to use clear coat though. Clear coat's meant to be a two-part, A and B mixed together. It takes a long time for it to dry. This stuff dries fast, so you're able to get right on it and do more work. Okay, that's looking pretty dang good. We're gonna pull. Let's get this a little bit more blue tint in here. Like I said, don't want to do too much because you'll lose that contrast. Okay, good. We're gonna go ahead and put in. So we have drop shadows right there, which is gonna make. See how those kind of disappear? We can't really see what's going on there. What we'll do is we'll put black, candy black, back into the airbrush, and we'll take some tape here. What we want to do is we want to match up that same line there. I'll kind of put a little bit of a curve to it like I did before. And then same thing here. Line it up to where they kind of crisscross. Okay, right there. Okay, back to the black. Make sure it's spraying good. We're good. Okay, this is going to drop those shadows in there. Okay, let's see what that looks like. There we go. And then kind of roll that over. Little shadow there, little shadow there. Follow the edge. Okay. Let's go ahead and we can pull the rest of this tape off. We'll check it out and see what it looks like. And then go ahead and hashtag Lime into the comments. That'll put you in for another chance to win. Oh, did I leave? That's not right. I left that one in there. Whoops. A little bit more right there. Don't want to miss those couple little pieces.
Easy to do with that thin paste.
You got to kind of rub your hand across it to make sure you got everything. All right, let's take a closer look at this thing. And then once you leave, I'll go ahead and throw some clear on it. I don't want to smoke you out in here. Turned out pretty good. It'll look better once it's hit with clear. So we'll go ahead and do that here in a second. Clear this off and we'll... Whoops. Yeah, I could have used a little more. I could have felt like I could probably... there's a little mistake there. We'd be able to... Basically, to fix that, what we do is just wash that with a little bit of lacquer thinner, rebuild these lines and fade that back in. But not too bad. Once this is cleared, and we'll clear this here in just a second, it'll kind of brighten up there too. But yeah, it turns out pretty good. I may have, if I was to do this over, I may have left these lines that are blue. I would have done the blue wash over it, pulled those, and then done another blue wash, maybe brightening it up a little bit more. But no, it's pretty good. Okay, let's spin that wheel. What do you think?
Okay. Kevin said this part is always the worst.
It's super dark, isn't it?
Sometimes it's scary to see if you're going to ruin your work, or can't wait to see also what the finished product looks like.
Yeah. Not bad. Not bad. What did it need here? I think that's okay. Yeah. Grab that.
Mine has a ghost in there. Are you going to spray that?
Yeah, not right now. I'll wait till you leave.
Oh,
and then.
Put on my mask.
No, it's going to be pretty bad in here. Yeah, it's a little subtle. I feel like maybe, like I said, I should have, kind of like I did on these, I probably should have left all the tape, did the blue wash, and then pulled the tape. But yeah, no big deal. So yeah, let's hashtag Lime into the comments. Next person's going to win a $50 gift card to the Limeline Paint Supply website. So you pretty much buy what you want if you win. Shoot, you can buy one of these panels and probably some tape and whatnot. Or if you want to do the whole job, it can get you halfway there, getting those candies and whatnot. But we are going to use the double shot 2K clear coat. This does have 2 canisters inside this can. What I did is you just go ahead and you put your ring that is installed right there, put it into the lug, you pull it, you turn it 360 degrees, and it releases that other canister that's in there. So I did this one earlier today, and I put it in the fridge. Still good. This will last for a few days in the fridge. That way I don't have to break open another can and don't have to waste this. In fact, yeah, this can, no, I think I lied to you. This can was from this morning. Did I say that? This can was from this morning when I did the flake. So I was able to reuse this and get the whole job done with one can. Just put it in the refrigerator.
Okay, I'll spin the wheel.
Okay. Sergio Vasquez. Oh, wait a minute. Not Vasquez. Valesquez. That was terrible. You won, buddy. $50 gift card. Just info at limelinepaintsupply.com to redeem that. We'll get you your code for that so you can use it up. Okay, we're good to go.
You have to let it warm up when you take it out of the fridge, or can you spray it while it's cold?
Well, I've been spraying it while it's cold, really.
All right, so you want me to leave and you're going to spray it?
Yeah, I'm kind of waiting for you.
Okay, bye guys. I'm leaving. He's staying to spray this so you guys can stay and watch. So I hope you guys all have a happy 4th, and then we will see you next Thursday.
Okay, bye. I'm still here with you, though.
Yep, still going at him.
See you later.
Bye.
Okay, like once again, this is 2 canisters are in here, so you're going to get pretty much a professional paint job out of this. This is the same thing as mixing part A and part B together, putting it in a cup and spraying it with a gun. Nice thing is this does have the adjustable nozzle on it as well. I usually like to keep it a little bit like right there on the positive side, not all the way, and I feel like that gives me pretty good spray pattern there. Make sure we hold that up. So you see how that's nice and wide there. Okay, we'll start by putting the first. We're gonna lay down kind of what a tack coat to this thing. You see right when we start laying down this clear, it starts to shine up. Okay, we'll give it that tack coat real quick. We're gonna let that dry a little bit. What's going on right here? Is there a little piece of something in there? Touch it. But the first coat is just like that. You don't want to go too crazy. What could happen? What could happen if you can see that's really brightening that up. That's looking much, much better. I feel like we lost some contrast here. Like I said, we could have waited to pull those outlines, hit it with the blue, and then pulled the tape lines and then hit it with the blue again. And it would have allowed that to stand out a little more, but it's fine. The flag looks really good in there. So see how that kind of really started to stand out. So we give it that light tack coat. The reason why we do that and we let that kind of set up is because the especially candies, not so much base coats, but candies, they have a tendency to leach up into the clear coat. And say like you were here, it was not that big of a deal, but if you were spraying it like this and you were to start to run the clear coat, what would happen is it would that candy goes up, leaches up into that clear coat, and it'll run the candy with it. So you'll look like you have streaks all over your paint job, into your silver, into your other graphics. It'll completely ruin your paint job. So you need to make sure that you're laying out a tack coat so you can get that a barrier built up. And usually I like to do a couple coats. Okay, much better. You see how this thing's really starting to turn out. See, there's still a little bit of orange peel. So if you're looking at the light, if you guys don't know what orange peel is, look at the edges of the light right there. See how it looks like an orange? That's orange peel. You can, this will start to level out more and that orange peel will start to go away. But in most cases, orange peel is always there to stay unless you're spraying absolutely perfect. But you can cut and buff it out. A little bit of 2000 grit and a buffer. We'll take that out. We still need more clear on this thing. Usually I'd let this sit for about 5 minutes or so. I'm going to go, since it's laying flat, we can get away with more. Like I said, if this was hanging up or if it was like a tank hanging up on a stand or something, the sides is what you need to worry about. The sides could start to pick up that candy and, basically roll it into your other graphics. We don't want that. All right, I'm going to put one last coat on this and we can get a better idea of what it's going to look like when it's finished. Okay. Turned out pretty good. Besides those couple of things I said, could use a little more contrast, but all in all, not too shabby. All right. Well, that's it, guys. We appreciate you being here. And then we'll be here next Thursday. Not sure what we're going to do. If you have any ideas of what you want me to paint, hit me up on Instagram. Appreciate you all being here. Thanks again. Oh, I should.